Morning, boys and girls. It's Wednesday, the 13th of February, 2019. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk, coming to you from Bracknell in Royal Berkshire, where there is no Ice Baby. Where is the Ice Baby this year? No Ice Baby. Yes. The reason I'm bringing that up this morning is because when I was over at my sister's house, where my niece is staying a couple of weeks ago, I had them all up on the settee doing Ice Baby, you know, by Vanilla Ice. You know the song. Ice Baby. Bum, 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 bum. I keep singing that in the morning. And she sent me the video. She secretly did a little video while she was standing at the doorway. So I'll upload that into the system and show it to you at some point. Me and the kids. It does look like I've put on weight again in that film. I'm rather disappointed. Maybe there's some sort of editing I can do to get rid of the gut. Something like that. But yeah, there is no ice. Now look at this weather. Here we are, still at beginning to mid-February. We should have minus temperatures now. You know how cold it is in February. Okay? Here we are, and I mentioned this last week. I read out the temperatures for the next 2 weeks. Right, well, here we go again. Look at the temperatures, daytime, over the next 2 weeks. Right, maximum temperatures. Today, 11. Tomorrow, 12. Friday, 13. Saturday, 13. Sunday, 12. Monday, 11. Tuesday, 10. Wednesday, 10. Thursday, that's next Thursday, 12. Friday, 12, and it goes on. 12, 13, 13, 12, 12. Nowhere near. We are not having a winter. Even at night time, I haven't got anything here that says it's going to go below freezing. There's a 1, which is... Okay, that's tonight. There's a 1 tonight and there's a 1 tomorrow. Then it's 3, 5, 4, 3, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 5, 4. There is no winter. No winter at all. And I do wonder if we're going to get a load of bugs this coming summer. Is this another prelude to another exceedingly hot summer as we had last year? I mean, I'm all for... You get these people, oh, I wish the heat would go away now. It's all too much. And they start moaning like that, don't they? But... I, for one, yes, it was very hot and it was uncomfortable, but I'd rather it a bit warmer than freezing cold. I'm not complaining. And do you remember, I've been telling you all winter about my hanging baskets. The hanging baskets that I made last April from trailing geraniums, which are hanging outside, and they're not dead. They're not even brown. They haven't died. They should die. They absolutely should die, and they haven't. They're still trailing there out the front. So I don't think I'm going to have to buy any hanging baskets this year. Well, I mean, I don't buy them ready-made. I buy the bits. Yeah, it's quite fun to get your hands a bit dirty sometimes and put them in a basket and shove in the various plants that you want. I selected this year, as I say, last year, hanging geraniums. And they come right down like that, they do. And they're still hanging down like that. There was another one that I had at the top, I can't remember what it's called now. It was like an apricot-coloured plant that bees are not really attracted to. Flowers, nice flowers, apricot-coloured flowers. Can't remember what they're called, trailing thing it was. That looks like it's died. That does look like it's died. But the geraniums are still going strong. Not even bits of them falling off. Amazing. I do wonder if we'll have more bugs this year. Not that I'm complaining about that, because we're getting a bit short of bugs, aren't we, as we were saying on the show the other day. So there we are. No Ice Baby at all. Good. I'll show you the video when I've stuck it onto the system, okay? So yesterday I had to pop into the hospital in Hampstead yesterday for my twice weekly, but not weekly. Christ, you've got to be ill once they start taking it twice a week. Once they start calling you back all the time, you know, you might as well ring up the funeral directors and arrange it all. Well, could you pop in again today, please? Twice a day well, that's it. It's over, mate. It's twice a year I go there, and I went in. I was only third in the queue, so the vampire sat in there with the vampire. They've got this special chair where you put your arms out like that, and they put a thing in your arm, and It wasn't the usual guy. The usual guy is of Asian appearance, as in Asian Indian appearance, Asian Pakistani Indian appearance. He's very good. You don't feel it. He's really good, really good. But it was a lady who I didn't see before. And I was very nervous when you see new nurses or nurses that you're not used to and they're about to take your blood and think, oh, is she going to be any good at it or isn't she? Now, by that, I mean, are you going to feel much? Okay? Because some of them are bloody useless. You can come out of there with bruises all over your arm. I can't quite find it. Oh! And once the needle's in there, you can't really feel a thing. Okay? Unless, again, sometimes, you can actually feel it continuing to prick you while it's in your arm, and I don't think they've done it properly. But she was perfectly all right. I don't know where she was, some other country she was from, but very good. So I was in and out of there in half an hour. There's a car park that I park at as well in Hampstead. It's not parked. You've got no chance at all of getting in the tiny hospital car park. Absolutely. I mean, the queues of cars that go round and round in there, hoping desperately to find a parking space, and they never do. I don't know if they do eventually. Even like people who've got disabled badges and things like that, they've got a special disabled section in there. And they can sit there for ages and wait for a parking space. So you don't park there. Up the hill, you kind of come down. You kind of go through Hampstead Heath, and you come down there, and then down this hill, and then on the left there is a car park, which is kind of part of Hampstead Heath. I think it's run by Hampstead Heath itself, the rangers and all that look after it. And you go left, and you go in there, and you park your car on this badly gravelled sort of area where they put down a few stones, and that's about it. And I think they redo it every year, and they resurface it because it gets there's a lot of like potholes in there. It's not tarmac. It's just like sand that they've put down there, and it's like big holes in there that you can go down in your car. Very dodgy. You've got to be careful in there. And the other thing is, for some reason, they've made the one way the other way. So you go anti-clockwise, yeah? You kind of come in, and instead of staying left and going round that way, after you come in, there's a sign that says one way, and it's pointing this way. So you kind of go round the wrong way. I don't know why they've done it like that. But anyway, so you park your car, and then you go to your machine. Fortunately, this is one of the machines that you can still put coins in. Okay, because I don't know if you've been to London recently. There's a lot of places where it's now pay by phone. Now, have you ever tried to do that? Oh, God, blimey. Well, you park your car. If you've got an appointment at 10 o'clock and you've parked your car at 9:45, don't think you're going to get to that appointment at 10 o'clock if you've got to pay by phone. Oh, I've done it once before. Never again. What a pain in the arse that is. Press this. Enter your credit card now. And you've got that voice, haven't you? That annoying voice. Oh, Christ. And you might hit a wrong button, and that's it. All goes back to the beginning again. What an absolute nightmare they are. If I see one of those, I mean, I rarely drive into London during the daytime now. In fact, I don't go to London anymore. Unless I absolutely have to, I don't go to London anymore. And that's your fault, Mayor of London. That's your fault. You have taken away business from shops in London from people like me who no longer want to go there because you've made it so bloody difficult to park and move around all the time. So I get to yes, I mean, so I got to the machine. And if I have gone to London though, and I've come across one of those, and I get in there and I look, I'm gone again. I don't even try. I don't even try and use it anymore. It's an absolute pain. Why can't they do... I tell you what, here's an idea. On the parking meters where pay by phone, why can't they do one of those little... I don't know what they're called. Little square things with lots of dots and lines in it. And you kind of put your phone up it and you photograph it. And then something comes on your phone and pay now. Done. How easy would that be? Oh, no. Dial this number. Oh, Christ. Well, I have seen them before, and I've parked there, and I've seen the sign. Oh, I'm not going to bother. And I go off again. Can't be asked with that. What nightmare they are. But this one's got coins in it. Anyway, so I've got my £2.50 out of my car. It's quite a long time since I used that car park. Maybe a year and a half or so. I got my £2.50 because that's what it was last time. Pah! £3.70 for 2 hours. £3.70 for 2 hours to park in this bloody car park. It's not part of the hospital, it's part of the Hampstead Heath. So I had to go back to the car, got my money out and put it back in again. And got my little ticket out there. Who's standing by the parking machine? Someone else with a mobile phone trying to pay by phone because you can do it either ways. I did feel sorry for her. I was nearly going to offer her the money, but I didn't. Don't know her. What's she doing money? Don't even know her. So I got my ticket out, put it in the front screen of the windscreen, and that's it. And then there's a kind of a little walk down from the car park into Hampstead. And then you go up another hill when the hospital's there on the left. And I don't know what it is. There's something very nice about that little walk. It's only about 4 or 5 minutes. But you come out, you walk through the car park, and there you are. On one side, you've got this big lake. And really, really expensive houses. On the other side of the lake, tall houses with, they look like they've got gardens on the roof. And some of them have got the glass around the top, so people obviously can go out there during the daytime in their... I mean, you wouldn't be able to afford one of those houses. I mean, I might be able to, but you wouldn't. I mean, no, seriously, I wouldn't be able to afford one of those houses. Millions of pounds they would be costing. So you've got that on the left. You're walking down this kind of sandy stone path. And on the right, a little bit more grass and the shops across on the other side of the road. And people walking their dogs. These little dogs make me die. Little chihuahuas. There they are. You get near them and they start to... These little dogs. Now, what's he going to do, mate? What are you going to do if I kick you in the face? Nothing. And I walked down there. So you walk down that path, they cross the road and the hospital's just there. And so it's a lovely little walk, that is. And then on the way back, after I'd been done, I suppose you would say, after I'd been done, there's a Marks and Spencer's next to the hospital as well. So I popped in there. I thought I must get something for lunch because it's like 12:30, 1:45 now. And I did buy in there the sandwiches. And they have some of my favourite... This is the only place you can get them in Marks and Spencer's. My favourite crisps. Honey roast ham crisps. Suitable for vegetarians. I don't know how they were. There's no dead animals in those at all. Honey roast crisps from Marks and Spencer's. Family pack. Oh, delicious. Except there was a bit of trouble at the machine. Oh, yes. So I put my £10 in. And I think it was £10 and 10... Sorry, it was £5 and 10 pence. So first of all, I got this dodgy old 2p piece out of my wallet that I've been carrying around for ages. Really rusty. I mean, you can barely see the fact that it's still 2p. I thought, I wonder if the machine would take that, and it did. So I'm pleased about that. I put the change in first, and then I put my £10 in. And then receipt came out, and suddenly the red light starts flashing on the top. Where's my change? No change. And immediately a little lady came running over to me. Oh, just a moment. Oh. And then she's pushed some buttons on the screen. You know, they log into those self-service machines. She's pushed some buttons on there. And, hang on a minute. Has something gone wrong there? No. Push some buttons on the screen. I'll have to get the manager for that one. And hello? She's gone. Where's she gone? She's gone and got the manager who's come over and he's trying to... was at this machine for about 10 bloody minutes trying to get my £5 change out here. And eventually we had to go over to the customer services area. I thought, this looks dodgy. It looks like I'm a criminal and I've been taken over there for shoplifting or something. Would you follow me, please, sir, to the customer services desk? I thought, I hope no one's watching. So I followed him, cheekily followed him. And got to the customer services desk and he gave me my £5 there. And that was it. And I came out of there and got in the car and went home. No traffic problems anywhere, really. About an hour and 10 minutes to get there and about an hour and 10 minutes to get back. So a nice day and a lovely day as well. The sun was shining. It was quite pleasant driving along. Had, what did I have on? Classic FM on the radio. And that was quite nice. But that part, £3.20, £3.70 for 2 hours. I was only there for an hour. But it was £3.70 for 2 hours, which I thought was a bit steep. My friend Ron said, he said, no, that don't sound too bad. What, £3.70? Doesn't sound too bad. Sounds a lot to me. He said, well, you pay a lot more for that in central London. He said, and Brighton. I said, no, it's funny you should mention Brighton. Because I was speaking to my friend Ray Reynolds on the phone, and he said that some of the highest parking prices in the country are in Brighton. And I kind of already know this, and it's very, very difficult to park at any time in Brighton. I mean, I used to go down. I don't bother anymore. Why? Because of the parking. Again, because of the parking. I don't bother much anymore. Why would I bother? I'll go somewhere else. You know, these councils and all that are killing places off through their parking restrictions and regulations, this, that and the other. Blooming pain. Absolute pain. So I don't bother going to Brighton anymore. Ray Reynolds was saying that, I think, a number of years ago he was there and he went to see something. Can't remember what it was now. And he paid £11. Parking on the street, not in a car park, on the street. Shocking. Now, talking to Brighton, a friend of mine, Tony Aries, who does a soul and Motown radio show, sent me a little thing here that you may or may not be interested in. If I can just find that out. Yes, this is happening in Brighton, and I was tempted by it, to be honest, but the parking problem has made me decide I'm not going to bother. It's ridiculous, isn't it? I'm not going to bother because of the difficulty in parking. This is being held at the Brighton Centre, okay? And it's 40 years of disco. You love disco, don't you? We absolutely love disco. Brighton Centre, 40 years of disco. They've got the Village People. I've never seen the Village People live. I would love to see the Village People live. Not only them, the Gibson Brothers, the 3 Degrees, When Will I See You Again? They got Imagination, who I have seen live. Excellent. Odyssey, who I have seen live. Oh, that was years ago at the Fridge. The Fridge, that must be 25 years ago I saw Odyssey. The Tramps. And, of course, The Real Thing. You to me are everything, the sweetest song that I could sing. Oh, baby. And that's all at the Brighton Centre on Thursday, March the 21st from 3 p.m. till 12 midnight. So 3 p.m, parking in Brighton. You'd have to find a car park of some sort down there. Gonna cost you 20 quid at least in the car park, I would imagine, there for that time. A lot of money. A lot of money. And it's not even so much the money, it's the absolute pain of having to drive round and find a bloody place to take your car. So I won't bother, which is a shame because I'd like to see that. Could I do that by train? No, I don't think I could, actually. Because I'd have to go into London from here. I'd have to go, or Reading, maybe it goes from Reading, I don't know. I'd have to go into London or into Reading and then get another train there. So it's just not possible to do that. It's just one of those things, though. So that's coming up. And there was some other soul thing that I've spotted for you, if you like soul music. Now, this one is in Brixton, which would actually be easier. I could get a train to Brixton, you see. This is on Sunday, the 9th of June at Brockwell Park. And it's called Cross the Tracks, Brixton's Soul, Jazz and Funk Fest. And it's got headline act, Chaka Khan. Ba, 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 da, ba, 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 da, ba, da. Ain't nobody. Da, 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 da. Chaka Khan. I've never seen her live. So she's there. They've got Martha Reeves and the Vandellas, the Blackbirds, and loads of others on that day. So that's a Cross the Tracks event at Sunday the 9th of June at Brockwell Park in Brixton. And it's 25 quid, though, which is a bit steep. Is that steep or is that quite normal? I don't know, really. Not quite sure. Anyway, that's a little bit of news about discos and what have you. All right. Okay, so let's say hello to some of you this morning. Let's start on the texts today. We're starting on the text today. One moment, please. text. Oh, hang on a minute. 1 minute. Where's the text? Oh, there aren't any. Oh, that's good. That's easy enough. Let's start over on YouTube this morning. We never start with the YouTube people. So who's there? Claire L is in the house. Good morning, Claire. Hello, Claire. Have you recovered from your illness now, Claire? Because you had a bit of a cold, didn't you? I hope you're doing better now, Claire. Morning, Claire. Claire is predicting snow in March and April. We've had it before. Yes, we certainly have. Isn't Easter a funny time? Sometimes it can be like 25 degrees, 80 degrees Fahrenheit in Easter. And other times it can be snowy and below freezing. Funny old time of the year, Easter, isn't it? Good morning to Paul and Lou in Birmingham over there on the YouTube, who says they've just installed those new pay-by-phone at our local car park. The queues last week to buy a ticket was crazy. No one knows how to use them. They are an absolute nightmare, those things. Absolute nightmare, the pay to park type by the mobile phone things. Damn annoying they are. Claire got fleeced in Brighton for parking. £17.50 for 5 hours. Shocking. Absolutely shocking, isn't it? So you don't want to go there. It's simple. Don't go. Don't go. Hit them in the pocket. I don't go. Don't go to Brighton anymore. I used to like, it's all right down there, you know. It's not somewhere I'd want to live, to be honest. It's a bit city. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit city for me. I don't like city. You go out in Lincolnshire, you want to go shopping, generally most of the time you pull over and get out of the car. That's it. There's no cameras or parking meters or anything like that. It's getting a bit like that round here now. Cameras all over the bloody place, filming everything. Joanna, good morning. Joanna's there on YouTube. Hello, Joanna. Paul and Lou says to go into the ball ring, which is like a big parking area in Birmingham, for 3 hours, it's nearly 10 quid. 10 quid! And that's to go shopping. You know, so you park your car, then you've got to spend money to spend money. Don't happen in America. Well, I mean, New York, I would imagine. I think we had this discussion with someone before. Someone who was in a city, perhaps New York or Chicago or somewhere like that. But generally, you know, out in Florida, you go to the big shopping malls there. You just pull into the car park. That's it. There's no machine or anything like that. You just pull into the car park, get out your car, close the door and go shopping. Spend your money in there. People greedy all the time. Greed all the time. Morning to Maureen. Oh, there we go. Maureen just texted in on the old mobile phone. Don't forget, there's a texting number if you can't get through on the Facebook text thing and all that business. All right. Good morning to Angela Walters in Australia, Melbourne, Australia. Good morning, Angela. Sarah Lou Lace is in the house. It's your birthday today, isn't it, Sarah? I've already spotted it, dear. That'll be coming up at the end of the show, dear. Happy birthday to lovely Sarah this morning. She's with us. Hello to Adam the plumber. Jason Carter in the house. Good morning, Jason. Diane Jebb. Hello, Diane. Tony Carroll. Morning, Tony, who's in Palmerston, North Broadway Motoring in New Zealand. Are you in a hotel this morning, Tony? Hope it's warm in there, sir. I hope it was warm in there. He says it's hot in here, I'm sure. It's always hot where you are, Tony. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Okay? All right, Tony. Evan, good morning. Global warming. Listen to the scientists. I do, Evan. Absolutely, it's global warming. Absolutely. Good morning to Sean Lyons. It's crazy here in Pennsylvania, USA. It was 55 there in Fahrenheit over there. So 55 degrees 2 days ago. It's snowing and ice. Rather you than me. I hate snow and ice, Sean. I hate cold. I absolutely hate cold. All right. Evan, geraniums are biannual. They will be dead next year. Oh, I do hope not. I do hope not. I hope I won't be dead next year as well. Me and the geraniums could go at the same time. You never know. Hello to Michael Lawrence. Good morning, young Michael. Nice to see you at the week. Really nice to see you, Michael. Thanks for coming in Friday. All right, mate. Tony, upside down baskets. How'd you do those upside? I remember a Christmas once. I was working in a place called The Bridge in Putney. I was DJing in there. And they had upside down Christmas trees at Christmas. Why would you do that? It's just madness. Put the Christmas tree up the right way, dear. Don't try and be... People try and be clever with things, aren't they? Don't they? Do you find that? They try and be clever, and if you've got a light bulb that like uplighting, what's all that about? Uplighting. A light bulb should be hanging down in the middle of a ceiling. Why have we got to have one? And you've replaced that with 6 uplights going all around the house. What's all that about? Or in the living room? One bulb is enough. Christmas trees should be pointed up and green. Not pink, not white, certainly not black. I've seen black Christmas trees. What, you inviting the devil in as well as Christ at Christmas time? Madness, dear, madness. Tony, I gave my mate a canary bellflower. A canary bellflower. I don't know what that is. A very rare fruiting plant. Don't know what that is, Tony. That's a new one for me. Good morning to Ray Reynolds, who's wishing everyone a happy Wednesday. Tony says he couldn't take blood. I would faint. I once saw my friend have a nosebleed that filled up an ice cream container. Where does all that blood come from? Yeah, funnily enough, I was saying that to the lady yesterday. I said, do you get many people faint? She said, yes, all the time. She said, they look. See, I don't look. If I'm having a needle put in the arm, whether it's to take out or put in flu stuff and all that business, flu injections and all that business, I never look at a needle. Oh no, even when it comes on the telly, can't watch it. Can't watch it at all. Can't watch it. Morning to Katie Ann Patterson. Good morning, young Katie. Adrian Richardson. Good morning, sir. Tony, pay by phone so slow. The time I have to put in the codes, the meter won't wait for the phone code. Oh, I hate pay by phone. Hate it. Oh my God. Katie's found another snake. She keeps finding snakes in her garden. Oh, not nice. I saw someone sent me a photograph, or it might have been a video, I can't remember the other day, of a crocodile trying to come through someone's cat flap in Australia. A crocodile, I kid you not. Bloody crocodiles everywhere, dear. Adrian, the walk around Hampstead Heath coming down from Jack Straw's, it's very pleasant. I've never been to Jack Straw's. Isn't that a pub or something? Right at the front. No, this is further down. So this is much further down. You come down the hill and it's on the left. On the left. I think I go past the... No, I don't go past the castle. Or at least that route doesn't take me past the castle. I go past a pond. There's a pond on the left. It's quite a narrow road there. And there can be a jam there because there's cars coming this way and cars coming that way as well. I don't know where you mean, actually. Look at that's wrong, isn't it? See, Katie Ann, look, my daughter works in a hospital and she has to pay for parking. That's just nurses pay for parking. How stupid is that? They get crap money as it is. Why they should be free for nurses to park, shouldn't they? I see some of you are talking to each other there, which is great. Adrian, Brighton Council is a green council. That's why it's difficult, expensive, and also they've got you by the short and... Well, they have. You see, but I don't go down there. It's as simple as that. I don't go. If I can't park properly or no, I can't park somewhere, then I simply don't go. It's as simple as that. Tony's like a lizard. Okay. Oh, you're talking to each other there. Sorry. Hang on a minute. Take the train to Brighton and stop using a car. Easier said than done, Michael. I can't do that directly from here. I'd have to go somewhere and then get another train. Bit of a pain, really. But there's other places to go. You don't need to go to Brighton, do you? Tony saw Cliff Richard in Heathcliff Live. Heathcliff, it's me, Kathleen, come home now. Oh, that wonderful song by Kate Bush, Wuthering Heights. Don't you like that song? Saw Cliff Richard in London Hammersmith in 1996. That was the Apollo Hammersmith. It's got a really weird name, that place now. Used to be the Hammersmith Odeon, then it became the Apollo. Now I think is it Aventis or something like that? I don't know. Name of the place in Hammersmith there. Good morning to Chris Manzar. Morning to you, Chris. Use your favourite Uber. What, to get to Brighton from here? Cool, that cost an arm and a leg, mate. And plus they won't know where they're going and they'll drive too slowly or too fast and suddenly turn off the road at strange places. No, I don't think that's going to be happening, Chris. Jason, in Brighton Park, out of city and cab in for about £8. Now you see it becomes too much hassle then, Jason. I don't want to have to drive somewhere and then get a bloody cab from there back in. Oh, it's just mad. No, don't go. I'd rather not go at all. There's a Toby Carvery somewhere along the coast there. that might be in Saltdean, that I have been to 3 or 4 times. I used to have a friend who lived down there. He's moved back to London now. But he lived on this, ghastly. Would it be the White Hill Estate or the White something estate? I think it was called. He lived on. Bit rough and ready there, dear. Anyway, I used to go down there a couple of times in the summer, and we'd meet up in the Toby Carvery down there, and they had their own car park, so that was easy enough. Let's have a look here. Tony was saying it's been very, very hot in New Zealand. I thought you had the same sort of weather as us in New Zealand, don't you? Or is it like the same weather as us, but it may be different times of the year? I don't know how that worked. Chris plays, just played $25 to park at an NHL hockey game. You see, it's so dear, isn't it, to park all the time? It really is. He's in a motel at the moment, very comfy. Amazing looking at upside down tomatoes. Upside down tomato. I don't think I've ever seen an upside down tomato. I'll turn one upside down and look at it later, especially because you've mentioned it. Ah? I've got tomatoes cooking at the moment. I'm making one of my spaghetti arabettas in the slow cooker downstairs. Very spicy. Very spicy. It's been on all night in the slow cooker. And I actually leave it outside. I put the wire through a hole in the wall. There's a plug outside. And I actually do, if it's going to be spicy, I cook it outside. Seriously. Because I've got like a little area where there's a metal gate. Got 2 locks on that. And then the wire comes in and the normal door closes as well. So there's no security risk or anything like that. And it goes on all night. And the reason I do it outdoors is otherwise the entire house smells with spices, which is nice. But it's not. I don't like waking up to the smell. Not of spices. No, it's not right. It's not right. So that's on at the moment, bubbling away outside. Yum, yum, yum. I love that. Blackpool Carnival Park. Is that? I don't know what that is. Don't know. It is the Apollo. Yeah, it was called the Apollo. Is it still called the Apollo, or they might have added something to it? Eventing Apollo or something like that. I don't know what it is. Ah, yes. There we go. Tony Carroll says yes. It is the same weather, but different times. So presumably they've got their summer at the moment. Yeah. And there's similar weather to ours, though, as well. Good. Let me see. I haven't missed anyone out. Good morning to Steve, David, Christopher. Morning, Steve. Over there on the YouTube as well. Nice to hear, Claire, that you're well now. So busy with work, so not coming along Friday night. Oh, Claire. There's lots of new people coming on Friday night to the karaoke. There really is. And that's nice, you know. It's nice to have regular people and new people keeping the sort of changing in faces going on all the time, which I think is really nice to have new people all the time. Good. What else am I going to tell you about today? Where's number 3? No Ice Baby. I told you about the Ice Baby video, didn't I? That I've got to show you. I was in the up at the swimming pool. It was funny, actually. I was in the swimming pool last night. I go nighttime swimming a lot now. And there was only a few of us in there. And I noticed there was this lad walking up and down with tattoos. Funny how I should notice him. Anyway, later on, I finished my swimming. I'm in the shower. Okay, so there's 3 showers in this, 3 separate showers and a cold shower. And I'm showering away, putting me soap stuff on. And all of a sudden, I heard, "Oh, effing hell!" Like that, really loud. Really loud. And I shouted back, "Did you get in the cold one accidentally, mate?" Yeah, I effing did, he's gone. And I knew it was that lad who had the tattoos on walking up. Well, here's an opportunity to talk to someone, I thought. You know, I can use this as an opportunity. And so I finished the shower and I've come out. And it was him, because he was the only one in the dressing room. I said, "Which shower were you in?" He said, "Well," I said, "Did you get in a cold shower?" He said, "No, I got in the other one." I said, "You didn't let it run, did you?" He said, "No." He said, "It's effing freezing, mate." Oh, it's horrible. I don't like a cold shower, do you? People do that in the morning. They get out of bed and they go under a stone cold with the cold tap on. What the hell is all that about? Does anyone do that here? Cold showers? No, thank you very much. Oh, absolutely. Even actually in the gym changing room, there is a cold shower. I've only ever seen 1 or 2 people go under that in the 3 years that I've been there. Why would anyone want to go in a cold shower? It's like these mad people on Christmas Day who go, it's either Christmas Day or Boxing Day, back to Brighton, who get in the sea on that morning and swim in the freezing cold water. What enjoyment could you possibly get out of that? Please tell me now. Madness. Madness. And the Norwegians, you know what they do? They've all got saunas. They've all got little wooden saunas, not within their houses, like in the gardens. And they go in there, they sit in the sauna for 20 minutes, get really hot, and then, in the middle of winter this is, then they throw open the doors and go rolling around in the snow. Weird. There's some very, very strange... when we leave European Union, we're going to put a stop to all this. I'm not having people rolling around in snow. It can't be very good for you, surely. Or your skin or anything like that. Who has a cold... Any of you lot have a cold shower? Let's have a look. Adrian Richardson. Always had cold showers. I'm hard and tough. Oh, do me a favour. Really? Morning, Andy. Welcome to the show. No cold showers for me. Thank you very much. That was the cold showers. On the way back... walking back last night, I do have a pair of headphones in my rucksack that I walked back from the swimming pool in, and I'm just putting them on my head. And as I'm just leaving, there's Sam. He's one of the people who works on the front desk at the swimming pool. I said, "All right, Sam, he's got this new boy with him over there." I said, "Oh, you must be the new boy, Bradley." And the bloke said, he said, "Yeah, that's me." He looked at me suspiciously. I don't know why anyone would look at me suspiciously, but he did. And I said, "It's all right. We already know who works here. We're quite a close-knit team." And he laughed a bit. I said, "Anyway," I said to Sam on the door, I said, "I'm going to put my headphones." Now, the only thing is, people have warned me not to wear headphones while walking around late at night. Terrible things can happen to you. And Sam said, "That's right. My mum told me that as well." I said, "Yes. Therefore, I'm going to put them on and see what happens. Bye-bye." And I walked out. So I got my headphones on. And on came that song, which I haven't heard for ages and ages. A beautiful, beautiful song from Jeffrey Osborne. Do you know it? "On the Wings of Love." I'll give you an example. On the wings of love, da 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 da, the only way to fly. On the wings of love, for you and I. Ba da 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 da. Oh, I love it. I love it. Look that one up if you don't know it. It's from Jeffrey Osborne, lovely ballady power ballad called "On the Wings of Love." Nice song. I've been looking up songs that I know, live versions now on YouTube, and it does give you a whole different sound to a song that you may well have known and loved over the years. Try that one out. Just go on YouTube, songs that you like. I mean, Jeffrey Osborne, type in "On the Wings of Love," Jeffrey Osborne live, and it'll come up, and there's one where he's in a cafe somewhere and they sing the song live, and it's always very different. And I quite like listening to live. Barry Manilow live. I much, much prefer to hear live versions of Barry Manilow songs. And there's loads of them on the YouTube there. He does the most amazing versions of Even Now, where at the very end, he holds this song, Even, and he holds that note, I kid you not, for 15 seconds, because I've counted. 15 seconds he holds a note. Amazing. He does that and Stay. You find all the live stuff. So type in your favourite artist and live. And what else was I listening to last night? On the way back from the pool, Diana Ross. I'm Still Waiting. Live version of that. And she throws an extra verse in. Mad as a hatter, Diana Ross. I never forget, there was one Christmas she was on Top of the Pops. And it's a Diana Ross. And she had this jacket on, like a denim jacket with hair. It looked like human hair anyway, attached to it, because the hair is her thing, isn't it? You know, you've got all the Diana Ross hair. She'd actually had it sewn into her jacket. Whether it was hers or not, I don't know. I must have my hair cut today, actually. Look, is it getting a bit long? Time for a cut, do you think? Or will we get away with it for another week? I'm not sure yet. I was going to go down to Wokingham and get me a haircut today. So that was my trip back there. Morning to Michael Pullman. Good morning, Michael. Bit late this morning, aren't you? Morning. What are you doing for Valentine's Day? Michael Lawrence says, nothing at all, Michael. No one's offered to take me out as usual. Nothing. There's nothing happening for me, I'm afraid. No. I mean, can you believe this, right? I put a post on the Facebook saying, does anyone know if I book myself into a nice hotel on Valentine's night and ask for the chocolates and all that business, to be provided on the bed, some little petals of flowers and things on the floor, would there be a single person supplement? Right, I put that on as a joke. Some people just didn't get the bloody joke. Right, let me read you what some of the responses were. I mean, it never fails to amaze me how people don't get stuff. I mean, really, it just totally amazes me. Let me find my post there. It's here somewhere. Let's go down a little bit further. Come on, Chris, where are you, mate? Up. Was that Tuesday or Wednesday there? Oh, no, that's Monday's thing. Here it is. So my post read, I'm thinking of booking into a really posh hotel for Valentine's night. Can anyone tell me, is there a single person supplement that night? As a like a joke, right? Okay. So some people got it. Scott Clancy wrote, I wouldn't call the South Asian Army posh, mate. My sister has offered me my caravan back, which I can't use at the moment because it's February and March and it's closed. And then Carl writes, single person supplement is a tax on single people and is not right. It wasn't a political statement, mate. It was just a joke. William writes, why waste your money? Just stay at home. Don't worry, I will. Mary Warren has offered me her own house. Thank you, Mary. Ashley Smith says Reardon is single again. Reardon has been single since 2000, my friend. Terry Thomas sent me a picture of his beautiful living room, which looks rather nice. And my mate even wrote on there, you won't spend the money, definitely not on yourself. Look how you dress as an example. How rude. So please, if you're going to put a little post up there, do try and get the joke rather than making political statements and that sort of thing. I'm always getting that. I don't bother anymore. A lot of the time I don't bother posting anymore because people just don't get it anymore. People do not get it, do they? Oh, please, Adrian, get for real. Who's picking on disabled people? Shut up. Are you in a wheelchair? No, but you will be if you carry on, mate. Moan. What's he going on about now? Stop picking on disabled people. Where are the disabled people I'm picking on? Eh? No, you're just one of those left-wing idiots, aren't you? Are you offended? Good. I'm here to offend you, Adrian. If you don't like it, turn it off, because I'm not going to change anything. Good morning to Christopher Woodhouse, who said there will be more sandwiches for you from Maureen now. Enjoy. Oh, I hope not. No, not too many, Maureen. Maureen gives me just the right amount of sandwiches. Don't do me any more, Maureen, because I won't be able to eat them. Maureen brings me sandwiches and crisps every time she's there. Every Monday and sometimes Fridays when she's there on Fridays, which is nice. Ray, you could stay at ATV's Crossroads Motel and perhaps Amy Turtle might come in and give you a good seeing to. Why is she taking her teeth out first? Good morning to Dr. SOS Gregorian, who says, I'm disabled, but I'm not offended. He comes along to the karaoke sometimes, Dr. SOS Gregorian. What a nice bloke he is. Well, you are a nice bloke. I know you're there, and I'm not just saying it because you're there. You just come in and you sit down, and you calmly wait for your thing. Some people, oh, when am I on next? When am I on next? Actually, pains, absolute pains. Good. So that's that now. What have we got here? Oh, Gemma Collins news this morning. Gemma Collins is, of course, disabled. She has a disabled personality. That's what she's got. Anyway, she's been on that Dancing on Ice. She got chucked off it on Sunday, I gather. I didn't see what happened at all. But anyway, get this. This is in the Sun this morning. See, this is where you can make the money, right? Gemma Collins is now charging. Are you ready for how much do you think? How much do you think? Gemma Collins is now charging £13,000 an hour. I'll say that again. 13,000. That fat cow is now charging. That fat, untalented cow is now charging. Yes, I've just fat shamed. Yes, and what? And what? Oh, you're a fat shamer. Yeah, and what? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm fat myself. I am fat. I am morbidly obese. I am. Gemma Collins is charging a staggering £13,000 an hour for club appearances following her stint on Dancing on Ice. The self-proclaimed diva, and she is self-proclaimed diva, was eliminated from the ITV programme at the weekend and has wasted no time in cashing in on her success. Actually, I would be very surprised if she wasn't charging something near that fee even before the show. Because is she still on that Essex programme that no one watches anymore? Is she still on that? Swearing and shouting her head off. A source has revealed that her value has only increased following her dramatic few weeks on the ice rink, and the GC, as she likes to call herself, the GC, is determined to cash in. Speaking to The Sun Online, the insider explained Gemma's value and money-making ability had skyrocketed since Dancing on Ice. Everyone wants to book her. Well, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do. I won't be booking her for anything. She won't be appearing in my studio. I mean, I would need to have the floor reinforced before she comes chucking herself, if she gets through the door. I don't know if she... I mean, let's have a look. What do you reckon? Hang on a minute. Number 2. There we are. There we go. Would she get through that door? That's the question. Look. Is that door wide enough for Gemma Collins? That's the question. I don't think it is. £13,000 an hour for a nightclub experience with her. That's £216 a minute. If a club promoter agrees to do it. But you see, that's just it. She just does it for the money. You know. No love involved there, is there, really? I suppose if money is your thing, then presumably she's happy. I wouldn't want to be rich and hated by so many people or disliked by so many people. I wouldn't want that. You know? Wouldn't do it for me at all. I want to be liked for something that I do. Unless you don't like me, like, for example, Adrian Richardson, he hates me. Absolutely hates me. But he's bored. He's got nothing to do. He sits there with, I don't know, if he keeps going on about being disabled. Maybe he's got 2 wooden legs. I don't know. Fortunately, or I doubt that, the way those legs of Adrian are expanding rapidly in those, God knows how he can get the jeans on, to be honest. Honestly, he comes in the pub sometimes at Adrian Richardson. He has this little t-shirt on, and you can see the 2 bits of material that are joined up at the side where the seam is, and the cotton is like that, you know, stretched to its absolute limit because he just sits there eating burgers, and he hates me. The proof is in the messages that come through from him. He absolutely hates me, and that's how it is. But it doesn't matter, yet he's still there. Isn't that strange and mysterious? It's very strange and mysterious, that's what it is. Good morning to Martin Edwards. Sorry I'm late. Oh, really? Sorry you're late. I tell you what, as penance, I see that as a confession, you know, and I am also going to become a self-proclaimed priest as well, okay? You will need penance, Martin, and after I finish the show, which won't be on for much longer today, you will have your penance is to watch 5 hours of my shows back to back. But I just want you to know I'm not all harsh. You can go in my entire YouTube catalogue, youtube.com/Chris Reardon UK, and choose the 5 shows that you want to watch. There you go. And you'll probably find, even if you go back 10 years, you'll probably find I'm still talking the same crap. Good morning to my nephew, Gary Butler. Good morning. Angela says, be my Valentine. No, dear, I don't do women. God's sake, I tried that and failed miserably. No, I don't do... I'm sorry, ladies. Go on, say it. You're offended by that, aren't you, Angela? Are you offended? Is that a sexist comment? He doesn't do women. No, I don't. I'm sorry, I don't do women. Only men and cats and dogs. That's it. There's my nephew, Gary Butler's in the house. Morning, Gary. Hello to, who's this? Terry Monays, who's put a link there. I don't know what it is. I can't look while I'm doing the show anyway. Andy, say 100 How Chris's. Oh, no, that's sacrilegious. We can't have any of that. Mary won't be pleased with that one, dear. 100 How Chris's. There we are. Oh, what's he writing now? What's he spatting on? Look, another long message from Adrian. Dear, I haven't got time to sit there reading your messages, Adrian, which come thick and fast sometimes. There's more messages from you on today's show than there has been snowflakes falling in Bracknell in the last 3 years. I'm telling you that now. Oh, Gary's in Horncastle. What are you doing there? Oh, hang on a minute. I know where you are. I reckon you're with H, my personal hairdresser. Look, H, look, it's all falling apart, mate. Look. I can't see you for 2 months. Now, does H mind? I bet you're with H. Are you with H? My hairdresser. See, look at this. Look, what's that going on here, H? Look, it's been 2 weeks now. I'm not going to see you till April. Terrible, isn't it? Does he mind if I go elsewhere for a couple of weeks? Because I know hairdressers are offended by that, aren't they? Are you offended? Here, Kathy. Angela, she does women. Here, Angela. Go on, try a woman for a change. See how you get on with that one. Oh, no, Gary's at the gym. Are you? Oh, don't play this show to the people in Horncastle swimming pool. Please don't do that. No. By the way, I found out... Did I tell you I found out a way to make the showers work better at the Horncastle swimming pool? That's up in Lincolnshire. You get your key. You know the rubber bit on the... It's like a watch. Like a bracelet watch type thing. If you get that little plastic bit, you can jam it in the button and then it doesn't go off. Fantastic. Adrian, I'll try and keep it simple for you. Are you trying to ask me for a date? I might have to turn you down. Abby, you must be serious. Are you serious, Adrian? You for a date? I don't think so, mate. Absolutely not. You're far too old for me. You're only about 10 years younger than me. That's too old for me. I'm sorry, maximum age, 40, that's it. Maybe 42 at a push. Preferred age, 30. I'm sorry, I do like a toy man. It's not a toy boy at 30. They're a bit older than boys are. Mind you, I think the older you get, the word boy seems to go up. Say, when I was 30, you would kind of consider a boy up to 19, wouldn't you? Consider someone a boy up to about 19. Now I'm like 56. To me, a 34-year-old man is still a boy. It's funny, isn't it? How, as you get older, your perception of age changes. And certainly, I don't think anyone's old until they're about 80 now. And I think that works for a lot of people like that. I see people who are 58, 60, who don't look their age. They really don't. There are some people who look their age. I'm not going to say it. I can hear you saying, here it comes. A certain person is saying, here it comes. Now, I'm not going to say it. DJ Chris looks his age, doesn't he? Oh, my God. He does look old, that one. Hello to Viral's TV, is it? Viral's TV, welcome to the show, you. All right. So that's the Gemma Collins story there. Now, have you got a pair of those iPod things? You know the little white things you stick in your... Now, I've got a pair... Just a minute. Let me see if I've got one up there. Yes, I have. Now, the iPods are, of course, the wireless versions of these. This is an Apple iPhone headphones things. And I just cannot get on with these bloody things. They go in you and they fall out. Now, right now, that feels incredibly loose. Okay, it's not in my ears tight. Now, if I do... Oh, they don't fall out, do they? But they don't feel like they're in. They just don't feel like they're in properly. Not like I've got other ones with rubber bits around the side. You know, and you put those in and it's like a tight fit. And it feels much better, like they're never going to fall out. Now, I don't know, perhaps these don't fall out after all. But I've been walking along with these before. And they're just a pain. And they never seem to be loud enough for me, these things. And they have fallen out while I've been walking along. Well, they also do, of course, their versions that are wireless. So it kind of, I mean, it looks really odd to me. People walking around with these things with no wires. Maybe it's just because they're new, I suppose. But they walk around with these little plastic bits sticking out their ear holes. It does look a bit odd. Mind you, satellite dishes looked odd. Do you remember when they first came out? And you see those on the side of houses, satellite dishes. Ray Reynolds has got a proper dish what moves. Yeah, he tunes into a satellite TV and the dish moves into position to look at the satellite. Fantastic. That's his thing, you see. That's it. We've all got our own things, haven't we? Mine is sitting here doing this, really. Gardening is my thing. Ray Reynolds likes gardening as well. He loves his garden, does it all himself. Who was I talking to the other day? Someone who does their own garden. And I said, do you do all the garden yourself? He said, yes, mate. I can't remember who it was now. Was it someone at the karaoke? No, I don't think it was. Oh, it was my doctor. It was my doctor yesterday. Dr. Mike at the Royal Free. He was saying, I went in there, and for some reason he mentioned Brexit. I don't know why, and then he went off and he'd come back again. And then he said something about the Euro. I said, what are you going on about the European Union for today? He said, well, it's all in the news. I said, oh, talk about something else. How's your garden doing? And he told me he's got certain flowers up and that. We seem to be, we haven't had the daffodils yet. They haven't come out yet. That's a bit odd, isn't it? And you would think because of the warmer weather, they would have come up earlier. On the other hand, maybe daffodils like cold weather and that's why they haven't come up yet. I've had 2 daffodils come up so far. I've had those come up at the beginning of January before. No daffodils. I've got snowdrops. That's all. The only thing that's come up so far is the snowdrops. No crocuses. No daffodils. Nothing. And Ray Reynolds does his own garden. And the doctor was telling me last night he does his own garden as well. It's nice though, isn't it? Anyway, back to this story. These little things, they go in your ears and there's no wire. Well, in the Daily Mirror this morning, in the Technology section, it says Apple is rumoured to be developing a new version of its AirPod wireless headphones that are much less likely to fall out of your ears when you're moving around. The AirPods 2 will reportedly look identical to the original AirPods, but will feature a new non-slip coating. Now, this is the problem with these. There is no non-slip coating. All you'd need there, I think, is probably a little bit of rubber, you know, like maybe you could fix these yourself. What you could do, I suppose, have I got any here? This is my little collection of many things in here. I've got all sorts of things in here. I've got a bit. There's one here. Look. I wonder, actually, could you get a little bit of a rubber band or something? And go around that like that. I bet that would hold it in there, wouldn't it? You could... Oh, hang on. There is another hole there, though. I presume you're not supposed to cover that hole up there. Can you see that? So if you've got a rubber band, put that around that like... Cut it. Put that around there like that. That might even work. Oh, I should do a video of that, shouldn't I? We can try that out. A bit of super glue. Stick the rubber band around it. Would that work? I think I'm going to try that. I'll do a little video of that. Won't be a live one. I'll do a little video of that and see if that works. But anyway, Apple are going to do something to them and put a non-slip coating on there. So it says in here, similar to the one that Google uses for its Pixel smartphones. They will be available in black and white, according to the report by My Smart Price and Offer. Improved audio quality as well as Siri support. So you can talk to your phone and get it to do things while you're not actually touching it, which is quite good. So that's what Apple are doing. My nephew, actually, who's with us this morning, he recently changed from Apple to Huawei. I think they got a bit of trouble in China, haven't they? Or something. People are saying Huawei are a dodgy company and all that. I don't believe a word of it, to be honest. I think it's the Americans jealous that Huawei is doing so well. I think it's a shocking state of affairs. Some of the practices these businesses get up to. I actually don't think Huawei is spying on anyone. I really don't. I think they're a company who have got it right and are now selling vast numbers of phones and other stuff. And the American companies are getting jealous, so they've said, "Oh, hang on a minute, you're spying on us. We're going to stop you." I think that is exactly what's happening. Anyway, my nephew recently has changed from Apple, and his wife now as well, have recently changed from Apple to Huawei. They've gone from the Apple operating system to the, is it Android? I think it is. And with no problem whatsoever. No problem whatsoever. I said, well, was it difficult to get your contacts from one phone to the other? And my nephew said, no, not at all. They provide you with a lead. I think, was it a lead he provides? Or a bit of software, one of the two. And literally you push a couple of buttons on one, couple of buttons on the other, and everything on the Apple iPhone is transferred to the Huawei. Fantastic. How easy was that? And I've got to say, the quality of the pictures seems to be far superior than the ones on my Apple 8, on my iPhone 8 thing. Really good pictures. He's actually sent me a video as well. The video is very, very smooth and all that. So I'm tempted now. Next time, I'm not ready to change my phone yet. I've only that one. I will have had that 2 years this year. There's still life in that. And I've not seen anything that would vastly improve my experience of having a phone. I've got to see something of that's got to break before I buy a new one. I'm not one of these people, upgrade it because there's a new one out suddenly. My mate's like that. He can't wait to get the new one. No, I'm not like that. You spend an awful lot of money being like that. But yes, so a Huawei, my nephew was saying, is the leading phone at the moment. And he's got one and he's very, very happy with it and has had no problems whatsoever with downloading the apps for that. I mean, it looks a bit different. I must say it looks a bit different. The icons on the screen look a bit different. But yeah, I mean, it may be worth trying that. You see, the thing is, I don't want to get one and then not be able to get me head around it. Because I'm a bit like that with new technology now. Probably an age thing, as something new comes in or you get new telly. Oh, God, how am I going to work this now? It's a bit like that, isn't it? Andy lives in a flat. He misses his gardening. I'm sure you would, Andy. I don't think I could ever move back into a flat again. No, it would be... that'd be difficult for me again. I'd live in a caravan. I've said that before. I quite like living in a caravan. Small, compact. Funnily enough, I was walking around last night naked, going from my bedroom to the toilet about 3 a.m. And... I realised why the electricity bill in the caravan isn't too much at all. It's not too bad at all. And it's because it's small. Here I am heating an entire house. There, I just have one level. It's nice. It is lovely living in a caravan. I can understand gypsies. I understand gypsies. They are quite happily, although they're a little bit different, aren't they, of course, because they're like mobile caravans. I don't think I'd want to tow a mobile caravan. I wouldn't mind one of those motorhomes. Oh, yes, a Winnebago. Oh, yeah. But someone else would have to do with the toilet. I'm sorry. I'd have to pay someone to come and do the toilet thing. Or just push a button so it empties out onto the motorway somewhere. Oh, dear. Michael's got AirPods. Have you got the AirPods? Michael Pullman's got the AirPods. Walking around with little plastic bits in his head. I'm sure it's just a case of getting used to seeing people with them. Katie Ann loves her gardening. Oh, it's so nice being able to go out there and dig a few bits and pieces. I always wanted a massive garden. The garden I've got now is not small. Okay, it's a reasonable sized garden. There's plenty out there to keep one person busy throughout the year, right? But I've always wanted a great big garden where you've got to go on one of those little lawn, sort of a mini tractor to cut the lawn. You know the sort of thing I mean? Okay, and you get on there. But when I bought the caravan, I don't have a garden there. Don't have a garden. Some of the little plots where the caravans are up in Lincolnshire, they have gardens of varying different sizes. Some small ones, some very large ones actually, depending on the size of their plot. I have next to my caravan, I have a little area where there's paving stones. Now I could take up the paving stones and put a bit of lawn down there if I wanted to. But the fact is, I'm on the end and I open my door and there's like several great big fields in front of me. There is my garden. There is my garden. And at the moment, it's just a load of dirt. Okay? They will plant stuff on there and I will be able to see it all growing up. It might just be wheat. I don't know what they're going to plant there. They change it every year, don't they? What was it this year? I think it was barley this year. I'm sure it was barley. And a big combine harvester literally goes past my front door and cuts all this stuff up. It's wonderful. But there are no flowers, of course. I mean, I could get some great big pots. I think it's likely what I'm going to do is get some great big... I've got a couple of big pots here that I would love to take down, but they are full of earth and plants, and I'd never be able to lift one of those. I don't think two people would be able to lift one of those either. I'd love to be able to move those down there and put them in that little... It'd be perfect to put where that concrete, where the paving stones are, and just put them there. Lilies are in those mainly. But my mate says he's got some big pots that I can have, so I might take those and do something there with little flowers. But I don't need a massive garden. I've got one right in front of me. That the farmer comes and cuts the grass all for me. I haven't got to do a thing. Wonderful. Isn't it? I do like flowers and all that. I like prettiness and smells. You got to seek out the flowers that give you the smells. Don't go buying a rose bush and expect it to smell, because a lot of them don't. They've been bred in certain ways to look beautiful at the sacrifice of the smell. One of some beautiful smelling things, those yellow things that climb up. Now, what are they called? The white one, jasmine. Oh, that's lovely. Jasmine. Climbing up little white flowers, and the smell when the breeze catches them comes right in the house. Hyacinths for inside the house, hyacinths. Freesia, and I'm just trying to think of the honeysuckle. Oh, beautiful smell, and that climbs all over the place. Honeysuckle, beautiful. I could have that climbing up the caravan, you know, and you could put little things up there, and I might even try it in a big pot round the side, something like that. So I do like the gardening. I really do. It's very relaxing as well doing gardening. Does it by an app? Does it do it by an app? What, cut the grass? Kathy used to live in a caravan in Norfolk. Oh, have you got any old pictures of that, Kathy? I'd love to see them. Katie, ride on mower. I need one to mow my yard. She loves jasmine as well. I've got jasmine growing up the side here. Ray Reynolds, keep superglue away from your ears. Oh no, well you'd let it dry first, wouldn't you? I'll do a video of that. We'll see if it works well. Okay, Adrian, great news to see you. Vegetarian sausage rolls in every store from today. At last. Down at Gregg's the Baker's. Oh, I'll be going near a Gregg's the Baker's later. If I go and have my hair cut, I'm going near a Gregg's the Baker's a little bit later on. So if they've got any of those lovely vegan sausage rolls, I shall be seeking those out. I still haven't tried one of those yet, which is a bit upsetting, really. I really would like to try one of those. Now, talking of vegetarians, I came across a story in The Sun this morning. Now, get this. Get this. A vegetarian couple, right? A vegetarian couple have stalked their neighbours after complaining about rotten meat cooking smells from next door, a court heard yesterday. This restaurant wine expert, who's 50, and his wife, 45, repeatedly phoned police about the odour. Mr. Ons is his name, told the jury, this has been to court, this has, his job made him particularly sensitive to smells. Well, he don't want to come anywhere near my arse then. Actually, I haven't had a problem now for weeks. I used to have the most... I'm sure something was stuck up there. I'm sure... I nearly made my brother-in-law and sister sick several times when they were in the car coming back from Skegness. Anyway, carry on with the story. He added, your home is full of this bad smell, in the curtains, in your clothes, all over. It was very intense. Foul meat, rotten meat. We called the police every time that happened. The problem was solved when a service pipe running between the two homes was insulated. But the bad blood between the Hons and neighbours continued. The Hons are accused of repeatedly filming their neighbours on their mobiles as they went running or walked their dogs in St Margaret's, West London, which is a posh area. That's really posh St Margaret's. People like Adrian Richardson would never be seen walking around somewhere like St Margaret's. That's true. They also complained about late-night parties, loud banging and drilling Kingston Crown Court heard. They denied the stalking. In a recording of one confrontation, Mr. Lawrence was heard yelling, "Call the police, you voyeuristic pervert! You two have done nothing but harass me for the last 6 months while I'm walking out my dogs. You are effing idiots." The trial continues. So there we are. Is reporting people for cooking dead animals. What a dreadful thing to cook a dead animal in your oven anyway. Kathy, I love photos. Yeah, please send them. I'd really like to see those photos of your caravan there, Kathy. Actually, I've just sent my the insulation. I want the underneath of the insulation. I was going to try and save up for a brand new caravan and perhaps take a little bit of my pension money to buy it, but I think I can keep what I've got now and just sit still for a while and take in, you know, do sort of just sit tight for a while and carry on doing exactly what I'm doing now. Although I would like to insulate underneath the caravan. I've got a company on to that. I've asked them for a date, hopefully soon in April when I get there, that they'd be able to do something like insulate the underneath of it. I would like to make the bedroom bigger. I had this idea last night, actually. My living room in the caravan is very big and doesn't need to be that big. There is 2 other areas in the caravan that I could possibly set up where I do my little show. Okay? One of those areas would be directly facing the caravan on that. Remember, there's no caravan on that side. I'm at the end. But there is a caravan on that side. Now, one of these areas is a wall there, which is a window. There's a wall there. That faces the other caravan. Now, the sound insulation in caravans is generally not very good. All right. So if I was to set up there, which would actually be quite a good place to set up, to be honest. If I was to set up there, I'm a bit concerned that my voice will carry through. And when I'm doing the shows during the daytime, it may disturb the other people. I'm not one of these people who goes on, oh, I'll put my music on, it's my right. I worry about upsetting other people. I know you might find that difficult to believe when I'm sitting here, some of the stuff I say, but that's absolutely true. I would be mortified if my delightful neighbours next door, Dave and Karen, ever knocked on the door and said, "Could you turn the television down?" I would be absolutely mortified if that ever had to happen. And it never has. It never has. Similarly, I'd be a little bit upset with myself, okay, if the people in the caravan next to me said, "Oh, we can hear you talking really loudly." And of course they'd be, because you're kind of only getting one side of the story rather than seeing the messages, that would probably seem a bit strange to them as well. Who is he talking to in there? You know, has he struck lucky? Not in that caravan yet. No, unfortunately. Has he struck lucky or something like that? So I might be a bit concerned. Now, of course, I could possibly hang up a really thick curtain on that wall. There is a window there. Okay, there's a window there. But frankly, when my neighbours are there, I have the blind down anyway because they can see straight in and I don't like that. So I have there's 2 windows on that side and I have that blind down there. So what I could do is put a really... behind here is actually a really thick black curtain. You can't see it. I will show it to you. Hang on a minute. Let's swap that over. I'll show you. Right at the... Is it that one? Yeah. Now look at the top. Can you see that right at the very top there? Now look, I'm showing you all the secrets now. See that very thick black curtain there? Which I don't know where it came from, to be honest. I've possibly nicked it from somewhere. I don't know. But there's a really thick black curtain. Now, I could probably hang that in front of me, and that would absorb the sound. How much of the sound it would absorb, I don't know. But I could go there, and then... if I moved my stuff there, which would be very, very easy. It's a very, compared to in here, it's a very, very simple setup that I've got down at the caravan to do the shows. It may not look it, but believe me, it is. It's nothing like what I've done in here. There's a very old computer. There's a laptop and a couple of webcams and a tiny little mixer for the sound and a couple of LED lights. That's it. Not like in here, there's all sorts of stuff and bits and pieces going on in here. But at your end, it doesn't look like it, so it doesn't matter. So it's a very simple, very, very, very easy to move everything from there to there. Really easy. And then, you see, whereas my bedroom and the little mini studio are next to each other, my brother-in-law would be able to do this because he can do all this stuff. I would then take out the wall between the two, one big bedroom. See? So I could just move stuff around a bit, and that would probably give me what I would want from a new caravan at a fraction of the cost. An absolute fraction of the cost. So it's well worth thinking about something like that. I might well do something like that. Paul and Lou, I heard your technical bloke on Radio 5 Live last weekend. He's now on at 2 a.m. He told one bloke he needed a lead, but don't know the name of it. Turns out he meant a USB lead. Oh, yeah, he's got a foreign name, hasn't he? It's not Will Guyatt. Will Guyatt, he's on... I think Will Guyatt's on LBC. Now, he's good. He knows his stuff. Will Guyatt absolutely knows what he's talking about. He's very good at it. But there's this bloke with a foreign name, and whenever he's talking, I think you're just giving us all BS, mate. He don't know what he's talking about half the time. He makes it up as he goes along. Mind you, I did a radio show on Play Radio, it was called, and I was brought in as a podcasting expert. I didn't know what the hell I was talking about, and you do have to BS sometimes just to make it sound good, you know. But I know who you mean. I know exactly who you mean, Paul and Lou. Will Guyatt's very good. He's on LBC occasionally, generally on the Clive Ball show. I think he's on sometimes. Okay, so it might be worth on there. Good morning to Roy Brownlow, joining us a bit late this morning. Good morning, Roy. Philip Dove, can you give us a live tour of your studio, describing us what the equipment does? I've done that a few times before, Philip. Well, I won't be doing that today because I'm nearly finished now, okay? Alrighty, let's do today's birthdays. And as mentioned already, right at the top of the show, it's Sarah Lou Lace's birthday today. Good morning, Sarah. You lovely lady, 45 years old today. Stephen Howie today is 36 years old. Stevie, good morning. Stevie works for CNN. This is CNN International. Good morning, Stevie. CNN person. Happy birthday to you. Sarah Christian, who lives on one of the most beautiful places in the world, Norfolk Island, in the Pacific Ocean, sort of in between New Zealand and Australia. Happy birthday to you, Sarah. I never forget the time I had there. I do hope to revisit at some point. Don't know when that'll be, though. Happy birthday, Sarah. Kim Marley today, a young 51 today. Hello, Kim. Happy birthday to you. Let me see. Emma, I can't quite see the... I've got my glasses here. I can't quite see that screen very well. Oh, have I dropped those? Don't know where they go. Okay, we'll carry on. Emma Byrne. Good morning, Emma. Happy birthday today to Emma Byrne. And Gail Murphy. Good morning, Gail. I was with Gail in St. Lucia for my friend's wedding. I was best man at my friend's wedding. His name was Andy. I was in the Scouts with him. And he married a lovely girl who, unfortunately, we lost a couple of years ago to a cancer. So he's brings up his daughter on his own now. But Gail was a lovely lady, and we sat by the pool every day. I remember sitting by that pool. Oh, my God. Do you remember Gail? I don't know if you're watching this part of the show. I never forget, I was sitting around by the pool, and this bloke came along and chucked this blue stuff into the pool, then shouted across us not to go in there for half an hour and walked off. I think it was solid chlorine or something like that. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. And look at Joanna. How dare you get your earplugs ready? How rude are you this morning, Joanna? You don't want to be blocked, dear. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Oh, you are naughty. You're cruel to me today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right, Joanna, you can take them out now, dear. Take them out. Paul, yes, that's the person. I better not mention the name, Paul, but yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't. He makes it up as he goes along, but there we are. All righty, that's it for the show today. Thanks very much for joining us. Gary Owen joining us right at the end of the show. Good morning, Gary. Very, very late. Everyone's late this morning. Come on, 10:30. I should have finished half an hour ago. How long have I been on for today then? An hour and a half? Where did that go? Blimey, that's gone quick. Thanks ever so much for joining us today. I'm going to jump on my bike now. And do I need my hair cut? I don't know if I need it cut or not. I don't know. I might or might not go down and see if I can get my hair cut. But I'm certainly going to go into Gregg's the Baker's and I can see if I can find one of those nice vegan sausage rolls. I still haven't tried one of those yet. So I'm going to go and see if I can find one of those. Have a lovely Wednesday. Thanks ever so much for joining. It's been a real pleasure to talk to you again this morning. And I'll see you again very soon on the next show. Bye-bye now.